So I spent a good part of my day yesterday listening to the trial of the century. And, I just can't figure out what the rush was. What was the rush? What was the rush? We'll figure it out. Play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Night. And stop the music. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Night Live on this Wednesday, January 22nd, 2020. And the trial of the century is happening. But first, before I do anything else, and even before I start the music, the background music, can we all give a big happy birthday to Dr. No? Happy birthday, Dr. No. You're 25 today. Good gracious, you're young. Okay, compared to old farts like me, I guess. Oh my gosh. The reparations coffee's flowing. Happy birthday, Dr. No. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr. No. Happy birthday to you. Yes, I hope you have a great day today. Just curious if you're going to do anything to celebrate tonight, or if you're going to maybe save it for the weekend. Let us know your birthday plans. Maybe you're doing something cool. Maybe you're spending time with family. Maybe you're just going to go party with the boys. I don't know. Figure it out, man. Let me know. I am curious. In fact, guess what? You get a bell just for your birthday. In fact, you get another bell for your birthday. Wait, maybe. What the hell is going on with my bell? Let's do that bell. This bell's not working. That's disappointing. Anyway, happy birthday. That's great. Also, good morning to Chi-Town Jay, who was first. Have to use the manual bell because the virtual bell, oh, there it is. It works too. Also, good morning to C. Thomas, who thought he was first. You were close. You were so close. It was like boom, boom. Chi-Town J, C. Thomas. But good morning, C. Thomas. Good morning. Tyler F. Good morning. Chi-Town. I said Chi-Town J. Necrosaw Collins. Dr. No, who it is his birthday. Say it again. Happy birthday. Also, Duck Dogs. Peter Almond. MC Hammer Time. Green Badger Outdoors. There's a Green Thunder Mighty. And everyone else who's rolling in. We'll see who rolls in. A couple things real quick. If you like what we do, hit the like button on your way in or on your way out. Also hit the share button. That's the number one most important thing. In fact, I threw the tweet in the chat. If you just click that and retweet it if you're on Twitter, that would be great. Also super chats and donations, all that stuff. That's in the description down below. It'll pop up in the chat every once in a while. Also, good morning to Grillin' Pirate Pete. Ahoy, Maite. And so on and so forth. All right, so, the big trial of the century. Oh, thank you, by the way, Tyler F., Necrosaw Collins, and Truck and Bear, who already put the stream out. Also, Becca, Becca, are you here? Or are you over on Monkey? Well, if you're on Monkey Stream, you can't hear me. Or you might have them both on. I don't know. My friend Ranty Monkey is streaming right now. He's about to wrap it up in theory. But anyway, thank you so much for those of you. And, Green Pangolin, a.k.a. the Retarded Moron, which I think, is that the same as Green Demighty? Yeah, it is Green Demighty Outdoors. Or Green Badger Outdoors. Green Demighty, I get it mixed up time. I'm going to try to get my words to work, the words that come out of my mouth so that it is not confusing. Now, I also probably should throw on a little mood music for today, because this funk is the appropriate turn for what's happening in the world. Let's go with Sunray Falls first. Let's try this. If it's good, we'll do it. Oh, it's really loud. Thank goodness I don't have it on yours. God dang, that's loud as hell. All right, let me okay, looks like it got a good level there. Let's start this at the beginning. Here we go, and see how that level is. Might even turn that up a little bit. Oh, okay, we got the funk going. It's kind of more of a new style funk, but you know, whatever. So, impeachment has started. Oh, good morning, Advocatus Diaboli, also known as the Devil's Advocate, and Zombie Teddy, who are just rolling in. Keep those doggies rolling damn straight. Oh, that music's a little loud, isn't it? Here, let's turn it down just a tad. I got, this. The problem is this. I stream this music from another state, from a site. And for some reason, their volume control is so sensitive, and it's so loud. But you have to turn it down almost to nothing on their station. But I can't. There you go. Now that'll work, and I think I can turn that up. All right. Check your Twitter DMs. Well, let's check my Twitter DMs. What's going on here? Oh, that's the wrong one. I need Dr. Nose. Let's see here. Joe Biden thinks video. Oh, yes, we will be doing that one today. I'll also check the hashtag today. Remember, if you want to send me news, if you're on Twitter, you can always do it at PDK News, which stands for PDawg Night. I just put that in the chat, and or you can DM me at PDawg Night, which is what I am on Twitter. Or you can email it to me, pdawgnight@gmail.com. I'm more likely to see it on Twitter, though, because I spend a lot more time on Twitter than that email. But I'll check it occasionally, and I'll find stories from there. Oh, that's a good one, though. That's a good one. Nightly News. Yes, we're not doing the Nightly News. The brother don't want to be talking about nooses, okay? I'm just saying. All right, let's get it started. So the impeachment follies have begun. This is now every once in a while I read my friend JJ Sefton's. He does a lot of news aggregating, and I appreciate him because he pretty much put everything out there that I want to see. But he usually does an intro to his news aggregations, and I am going to read this word for word from the Ace of Spades headquarter blog. He says, "Good morning, kids. Wednesday, and the big story, of course, is the sham impeachment trial, in quotes, in the Senate, where the top items in that category are a developing story that Adam Schiff for Brains is reported to have mischaracterized evidence." We'll read that story shortly. "Specifically involving communications between Lev Parnas and Rudy Giuliani in order to attempt to show that the president is guilty of withholding Ukraine aid." I can hear a chorus of myriad Claude Rains shouting, "I'm shocked!" If you don't know who Claude Rains is, maybe I'll show that clip sometime. It's from is it from, what movie is that from? The African Queen, I think. It's a Humphrey Bogart movie. Anyway, coming from my USB port, let's see if Cocaine Mitch hits his kill switch. I tend to doubt that, but still, the superstar defense team of Pat Cipollone, and Jim Jordan are going to be wiping the Senate floor with the beady-eyed little with that beady-eyed little Pascagnac over this and more for the duration. And speaking of kill switches, after the marathon session of debate, meaning Democrats lying through their teeth and the GOP pimp slapping them mercilessly, the Senate passed Cocaine Mitch's ground rules, denying the Democrats the opportunity to hijack the proceedings and turn this into another Justice Kavanaugh fiasco. Besides wanting to ding the president and his associates as loudly and as long as possible as the 2020 election season heats up, knowing that he's more than likely going to crush whoever their candidate is, they had hoped they could get 4 seemingly vulnerable senators, McSally, Tillis, Collins, and Perdue, to flake out. And if you don't know that reference, it's a reference to Jeff Flake, former Republican senator, and he is a flake, and give them the 51 votes needed to thwart McConnell and effectively hand this over to Schemer and company. That's a play on words, like a pun, like as in Chuck Schemer, as not Chuck Schumer. Anyway, this is also Tim Scott's observation. Those 4 realized that doing so would also doom them to defeat next November. It would also hand control of the Senate back over to the Democrats for the next 4 years and effectively stop Trump from reshaping the judiciary, especially the Supreme Court. If, he says if, let me finish the sentence. If Ruth Bader Meinhof finally descends into the infernal reaches to join Hugo Black. God, I love how he writes. That if he'll, oh my God, this is not my words. This is JJ's words. If he'll let a Jew sit next to him, but I digress. The other assumption that they are counting on is that the House will remain in their hands, and along with thwarting whatever legislative agenda the president has, they will theoretically have the votes to impeach him again, which is probably what they'll try. This time with the pressure, in theory, to get the rhinos and squishes in the Senate to actually convict. But you know what that sounds like? The conversations in the bunker between Hitler and Albert Speer. Look, oh my God. I can't do it. Randy Monkey Stream Being, should I tell him today's your birthday? Oh, I see. Well, Dr. No, do you hang out over on that side too? I thought you came here from Hard Bastard. I'm not sure, Doctor. Oh, maybe you do. I think. See, some people, a lot of my people who listen to me have come from like the I call the monkey group, because the monkey group would be Ranting Monkey, Irate Bear, Bloodwing, Scribe, Satsu, myself, Sinatra, who's kind of a peripheral. Sinatra has his own shit going, but anyway, I say that's the monkey wing, and then there's the Hard Bastard wing of my audience. I'm not sure where Dr. No came from, but anyway, so let's move on, because I want to get into this article about these documents that Adam Schiff. Oh, by the way, before I'm sorry, did any of you watch any of this yesterday? Out of curiosity, if you watched yesterday, even listen for more than let's say you watched or listened for more than 2 hours, put a 1 in the chat. If you listen for a periodically or maybe clips here and there, put a 2 in the chat. If you said fuck it, put a 3 or more in the chat. Oh my gosh. Anyway, just out of curiosity. All right. So let's get into this article. So some new documents show that Democrat Adam Schiff mischaracterized evidence in impeachment, according to a report. Hey, Gasai, how you doing? Thanks for being here. By the way, let's check real quick. We're up to 18 or so that's good. All right, so back to this article. A new report Tuesday night alleges that House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff appears to have mischaracterized evidence that was used in House Democrats' impeachment investigation. The problem stems from a letter that Schiff sent to House Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler last week that summarizes a trove of evidence from Lev Parnas, an indicted former associate of Trump's personal attorney Rudy Giuliani, Politico reported. In one section of the letter, Schiff claims that Parnas continued to try to arrange a meeting with President Zelensky, citing a specific text message exchange where Parnas tells Giuliani, quote, "trying to get us Mr. Z." The remainder of the exchange, which was attached to Schiff's letter, was redacted. Now, Politico added, but an unredacted version of the exchange shows that several days later, Parnas sent Giuliani a Word document that appears to show notes from an interview with Mykola Zlochevsky, the founder of Burisma, followed by a text message to Giuliani that states, quote, "Mr. Z answers, my brother." That suggests Parnas was referring to Zlochevsky, not Zelensky. Yes, there are more than one surname that starts with Z in the Ukraine. But Schiff made it sound like he was trying to get a meeting with Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. Hello, Smugs McCloud. I've never seen your name here, but I'm glad you're here. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Thank you very much. Good morning also, Bob H. And, an RVA. Good morning. How you doing? So, yeah, Schiff made it sound like they were that Parnas was trying to get a meeting with Zelensky, the president, not Zlochevsky, the founder of Burisma. Democrat officials did not dispute the suggestion that Schiff's claim was false. A Republican aide told Politico that the false claim was at best. Oh, of course. Now, who knows who this Republican aide was, but a Republican aide told Politico that the false claim was, at best, the result of sloppy work. The most charitable view of the situation is that Schiff's staff committed the equivalent of congressional malpractice by not looking more than an inch deep to determine the facts before foisting this erroneous information on his colleagues and the American public, one senior GOP aide told Politico. But given the selective redactions and contextual clues, it seems as though Chairman Schiff sought to portray an innocuous meeting with the Ukrainian oligarch Mykola Zlochevsky as an insidious one with the president of Ukraine, simply because both of their surnames start with the letter Z. Today, look, kids, the Morning Night Live is brought to you by the letter Z. Representative Elise Stefanik, Republican New York superstar, responded to Schiff's false statement by writing on Twitter, "Schiff's sham impeachment is littered with mischaracterizations, falsehoods, and political desperation. The more Schiff speaks to the American people, the more the support for impeachment is obliterated in the court of public opinion." Schiff, who is Democrat impeachment manager for the Senate trial, was accused by GOP national spokesperson Elizabeth Harrington of fabricating quotes while delivering remarks today. And oh my gosh, he basically what he did, he pulled another one of those things like he did at the beginning of the hearings, where he kind of he made up a summary of things that were said that were his own, let's just say, what's a good word for this? Fantasy interpretation, because, well, I got a better word for it. Bullshit. Anyway, hello Galactic North, how you doing? Glad you're here. Yes, it is safe to come out from behind the police barricades. So here's Elizabeth Harrington. Watch Schiff make up more fake dialogue. It was bad enough he made up the president's phone call in the House. Now he's fabricating what the president of Ukraine said, no pressure, in the Senate. Democrats have no case and they make Schiff up. Because Schiff and shit are synonymous. Here we go.
And the impact of President Zelensky, if he were to acknowledge today, hell yes, we felt pressured. You would too. We're at war with Russia, for crying out loud. Yeah, we felt pressure. We needed those hundreds of millions of military aid, but you think I'm going to say that now? I still can't get in the White House door. They let Lavrov in, the Russian foreign minister, they let him in. I can't even get in the White House door. You think I'm going to go out now and admit to this scheme?
Ah, yes. Let's make up dialogue. Let's do a Cenk Uygur and just make up the dialogue of our opponents to make it look as bad as possible. That's kind of how he did a little Cenk Uygur there, didn't he? Ah, way to go, Schiffer Brains. Hello, maniac man. Woof. During the Intelligence Committee's impeachment investigation, Schiff fabricated quotes from President Donald Trump's July 25th phone call with a Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and was later forced to apologize for his dishonest characterization of Trump's remark. Representative Lee Zeldin in New York responded at the time by writing, "When you don't have the facts on your side, just make Schiff up." He didn't say that, I did, but he said make it up. The opening statement by their ringleader was full of Schiff. Oh, he did use that. House Dems blatantly lying to justify their impeachment inquiry in horribly timed, poorly written, and badly intentioned. Jim Jordan also responded, "We now have both the transcript and the complaint. Anyone who reads them will see they prove what we already do. Representative Adam Schiff and his cronies will peddle conspiracy theories and distort the truth to attack our president. It's wrong." And then Elise Stefanik again, "It's disturbing and outrageous that chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, opens up a hearing of this importance with improvised fake dialogue between President Trump and Zelensky." So that's all old news. But anyway, so the text messages... Yes. No, yes, a Cenk prediction. Oh, so you remember the Cenk predictions. No, you said, Cenk tradition. Actually, I made up a term that hard bastard and I use called a Cenk prediction, where Cenk will say something. He'll make some definitive statement, and then like the very next definitive statement he makes will be the exact opposite or a polar opposite of what he just said. And so we call that a Cenk prediction, as in a contradiction, but it's a Cenk prediction. But Cenk tradition too, that works because that's what he does. So anyway, and then we already know all this stuff. So Schiff misrepresented evidence. Isn't that special? Anyway, so after 12 hours of the crap yesterday, which I did not watch the whole thing, the Senate did pass the McConnell's rules after 12 hours of debate. The Senate passed Mitch McConnell's impeachment trial rules along party lines early Wednesday, ending a 13-hour day of debate on the Senate floor, capped off with an admonishment from Supreme Court Justice John Roberts to both the president's defense team and the Democratic House managers. Now, I missed that part, so this is good. I'm reading this. 10 of 12 amendments introduced by Democrats were shot down by Republicans in a party line vote. Senator Susan Collins, Republican of Maine, was the only lawmaker to break with her party during one of the amendment votes. As the debate drew to a close, Roberts, who is presiding over the trial, chided both sides following a heated exchange between House Judiciary Committee Chief Jerry Nadler and President Trump's lawyer. Quote, "I think it is appropriate at this point to me to admonish both the House managers and the President's counsel in equal terms to remember that they are addressing the world's greatest deliberative body," Roberts told the opponents. "One reason it has earned that title is because its members avoid speaking in a manner and using language that is not conducive to civil discourse," said Roberts, adding, "I do think those addressing the Senate should remember where they are." There you go. Roberts' remarks came after a fierce debate over the 17th Amendment over the 17th amendment introduced by Democrats that sought to subpoena former National Security Advisor John Bolton. Nadler accused Trump's legal team of covering up the allegations against Trump by blocking witnesses, NBC News reported. Will you bring Ambassador Bolton here? Will you permit us to present you with the entire record of the president's misconduct, Nadler asked? Or will you instead choose to be complicit in the president's cover-up? Now, so the Democrats were throwing out buzzwords and throwing out, well, like I said, they're trying to poison the well. We kind of talked about that yesterday, how they kept using the word cheat. You know, he did this so he could cheat in the next election, as if he cheated in the prior election, which he did not. But anyway, or let's see, he said, or will you be complicit in the president's cover-up? So far, I'm sad to say, I see a lot of senators voting for a cover-up, voting to deny witnesses, an absolutely indefensible vote. Obviously, a treacherous vote, he fumed. Now, Nadler's, yeah, Nadler. There you go. We'll talk about Nadler again in a minute. White House counsel Pat Chippendale fired back, saying it's Nadler who should be embarrassed. The only one who should be embarrassed, Mr. Nadler, is you for the way you've addressed this body. This is the United States Senate. You are not in charge here, Chippendale said. And that's what, and that's why Chief Justice Roberts admonished both sides, saying, "Hey, let's have some decorum here and not be, this isn't the House of Lords." Sorry to my UK watchers. I'm just, we don't work that way. The House is a little more, they can be a little more chippy in the House, and in the Senate they have decorum. Yes, they have special decorum in the Senate, and we address each other as the good gentleman from Mississippi, and the good gentle lady from New York, and the good gentleman from Kentucky. Yes, we are very, very uppity and snooty and very, very polite, even when we're talking about your mama. So there you go. Roberts is all about himself. Talk about he's not. Roberts is gonna be all business, I think, in this. I don't think he's about himself. And I don't know. Well, we'll see how much bullshit he puts up with. Good morning, Kessler. How you doing? I see you there. Good morning. All right. So anyway, they passed all of McConnell's bills. After mostly the Dem blathering and after all the debate. Now let's see. Where's one on? I had one on Nadler here. Well, here let's talk about Jay Sekulow and Adam Schiff for a little bit here, because now this is Bright. So of course Breitbart's gonna have the opinion that there was a slap down of Adam Schiff, but hey, I agree with Breitbart here more than I don't. So we're going through this one, baby. Jay Sekulow demolishes Adam Schiff on executive privilege by quoting, you guessed it, Adam Schiff. Did you catch Roberts talking down to the managers? Yeah, I hopefully I can find a clip of that. Right now, I just had the article from the New York Post. But anyway, here's Jay Sekulow talking to Adam Schiff. This was pretty good here. Come on, today.
I wish you could taste how much better food tastes when cooked on a Green Mountain Grill. But I can let you in.
Well, we get an ad for a Green Mountain Grill. Actually, it's a Green Mountain Smoker Grill.
While you cook, keeping your food moist.
Hey, keeping your food moist. Whoa, what the hell's going on there?
Does a gas or charcoal grill do that? I think not.
That was weird. Oh, that's the ad. I'm like, geez. Sorry that we have to go through an ad, but I have no way to skip it. Here we go.
Managers, right here, before you today, who have said that executive privilege and constitutional privileges have no place in these proceedings. On June 28, 2012, Attorney General Eric Holder became the first United States Attorney General to be held in both civil and criminal contempt. Why? Because President Obama asserted executive privilege. With respect to the Holder contempt proceedings, Mr. Manager Schiff wrote, "The White House assertion of privilege is backed by decades of precedent that has recognized the need for the president and his senior advisors to receive candid advice and information from their top aides." Indeed, that's correct. Not because Manager Schiff said it, but because the Constitution requires it.
All right, so he used oh god, here, I'm getting rid of this. Just close that right now because it's too loud. Anyway, so he basically uses Schiff's own words to throw some Schiff back at him. Let's see what else we got. Now for some reason too. Oh, here we go. This is the one. This is the one about Nadler. White House counsel nukes Jerry Nadler. This is the United States Senate. You are not in charge here. White House counsel Pat Cipollone blasted House impeachment manager Jerry Nadler on the floor of the Senate early Wednesday morning during the impeachment trial of President Donald Trump for making false accusations against the president and the Senate. And here's let's see if they have Nadler's. I want Nadler's clip. What Nadler said. Maybe they'll show it in one of these. Let's do the one from. Well, let's see what this one says. Oh, nope. We're not doing an ad. Here, let me refresh. Sorry, guys. I can't use this one. I need to refresh because they has a big old loud ass ad in it. Let's go. Let's try this. Let's try the second one here. Let's see this one here.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice, members of the Senate. We came here today to address the false case brought to you by the House managers. Sorry. We've been respectful of the Senate. We've made our arguments to you. And you don't deserve, and we don't deserve what just happened. Mr. Nadler came up here and made false allegations against our team. He made false allegations against all of you. He accused you of a cover-up. He's been making false allegations against the president. The only one who should be embarrassed, Mr. Nadler, is you for the way you've addressed this body. This is the United States Senate. You're not in charge here.
So anyway, he was responding to Nadler's lengthy speech advocating for an amendment to subpoena former National Security Advisor John Bolton. Bolton has said he would be willing to testify, though the House has failed to call him to testify during its own impeachment inquiry, which would have been the appropriate time. Democrats hope that he will shed light on what impeachment managers called a scheme by the president to pressure Ukraine to interfere in the 2020 election. Yes, that whole interfere in that's a talking point from the Democrats. That's a poisoning the well talking point, trying to make it, if they say it enough times, people will start believing it. Okay, what's the scheme to interfere in the election? Now, maybe it was a way to find some shit on Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, which if there's a new book out that has plenty of shit on Joe and Hunter Biden and the entire Biden family profiting off Joe Biden being in government for 40 years. But it doesn't interfere with an election. Joe Biden is not the nominee yet. He is one of several people still vying for the Democratic nominee. So what the f- are you talking about? Anyway, but Nadler began by accusing the White House counsel of lying. Now that's what John Roberts got pissed off about. You can't accuse your opponents of lying during the trial. striking a breach that would have likely been disciplined in any ordinary court of law. Yes, he would have been. Yeah, that's why John Roberts did that. They lie, he claimed, and lie and lie and lie, he repeated. Nadler went on to argue that if Senate voted against the Democrats' proposed amendment to a procedural resolution, which would only accelerate the decision on Bolton to an earlier stage in the trial, they would be voting against they would be, oh my gosh, let me give this the proper gravity. They would be voting against the United States of America. When it was Chip Lone's turn, he responded, which we just watched, okay? The only one who should be embarrassed, Mr. Nadler, is you for the way you address this body. And I think this is the same thing here.
Now let me read you a quote.
Here, hang on a second. First of all, good morning, Attack Alpaca. Yes, several of the Monkey in the Morning people do show up on my show, and hopefully you're enjoying what you're seeing. If you like it, hey, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. In fact, all of the people here, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you get notifications. I am here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 3 p.m. GMT for my friends from other parts of the world. Where's my dude? Where's Richo? Rich is not here yet. He's my buddy from Australia. Anyway. All right, let's see if this is the same clip or not.
From Mr. Nadler, not so long ago. The effect of impeachment is to overturn the popular will of the voters. There must never be a narrowly voted impeachment or an impeachment supported by one of our major political parties and opposed by the other. Such an impeachment would produce divisiveness and bitterness in our politics for years to come, and will call into question the very legitimacy of our political institutions. Well, you've just seen it for yourself. What happened, Mr. Nadler? What happened? The American people pay their salaries, and they're here to take away their vote. They're here to take away their voice. They've come here and they've attacked every institution of our government. They have attacked the president, the executive branch. They have attacked the judicial branch. They say they don't have time for courts. They have attacked the United States Senate repeatedly. It's about time we bring this power trip in for a landing. President Trump is a man of his word. He made promises to the American people, and he delivered over and over and over again. And they come here and say, with no evidence, spending the day complaining that they can't make their case, attacking a resolution that had 100% support in this body, and some of the people here supported it at the time. It's a farce, and it should end. Mr. Nadler, you owe an apology to the President of the United States and his family. You owe an apology to the Senate. But most of all, you owe an apology to the American people. Now let me read you a quote.
And the United States of America. Good morning, Midnight Exile. I do see you. Yeah, he was a little too close to the microphone, kind of like me sometimes. Anyway, Nadler tried to respond, repeating a false claim that President Trump claimed monarchical powers. Okay, Jerry dear, citation needed. Under Article 2 of the Constitution, because alleging Trump believed I can do whatever I want. The claim is a misquote that ignores the context, which is that Trump was talking specifically about the power to fire special counsel Robert Mueller. So anyway. Hey, and also if you're just getting here, just wanted to remind you, say happy birthday to Dr. No. Dr. No's 25 today. Happy birthday, brother. All right. So yeah, that I wish I had an Adler's clip. I do not have it. And then finally, I'm only going to do one more of these. I'm going to move on to a different topic. But let's see here, Chef. Oh, did we do this? Oh no, we didn't. Let's do Senator Graham's. So Lindsey Graham. You never know what to. Lindsey Graham, quoting one of my favorite characters of all time. Lindsey Graham is like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're gonna get. But sometimes Lindsey Graham, occasionally Lindsey does a solid, and I think on this one maybe he did. Senator Graham roast Schiff in real time after he just contradicted himself while speaking with reporters. So, Senator Lindsey Graham was on fire Tuesday while he was listening to House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff speak on the Senate floor. In real time, he torched Schiff over a statement being made before the Senate, which even contradicted what he had just said to reporters. Before coming into the Senate to speak, Schiff told reporters that if the Republicans in the Senate do not follow the rules of the impeachment trial the way the Democrats want them to, then Trump is guilty no matter what. Meaning, if the Republicans don't find President Trump guilty and remove him from office, he's still guilty. Schiff said, quote, if the Senate and the Senate leadership will not allow the calling of witnesses or the presentation of documents, if Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell makes this the first impeachment trial in history without witnesses or documents, there's only been 2 other impeachment trials, but anyway, it will not prove the president innocent. It will merely prove the Senate is guilty of working with the president to obstruct the truth from coming out. So I do think that by structuring the trial this way, it furthers our case that what's going on here is really a cover-up of evidence to the American people. Now, McConnell has said the resolution outlining the rules of impeachment is a fair process. However, Schiff says unless the Republicans will allow new evidence and witnesses, the process is unfair and Trump is guilty. What McConnell and other senators like Senator Lindsey Graham have criticized House Democrats, claiming that nobody told them they had to impeach the president quickly and could have waited for the new evidence. It's not the Senate's job to investigate. They are the court. Oh, yeah, look, here's the thing. And this is the part that really kind of annoys me about this whole thing, than fighting about the rules and whether or not what the House managers are asking the Senate to do is to subpoena witnesses and documents. Now, in the Constitution, it says the House can impeach the president, meaning basically indict him and take the trial to the Senate. And they kept saying, well, if this were a court of law, this and this and this, and if this were a court of law, this and this. If this were a court of law, have you ever seen a court of law where the attorney and the state or whoever brings the charges, and the defense comes in, and the attorney and the defense, they're arguing, and then all of a sudden, the prosecution says, hey, jury, we don't have everything that we need because we didn't go to the courts and fight over whether or not this particular evidence was legal. So here's what we want you to do, jury. Hey, jury, we would like you, the jury, to subpoena the documents and witnesses that we want because we didn't do it in the process of setting up our case. So we want you, the jury, to subpoena those things so that we can help you, so you can help us prove the case that we were supposed to have ready before we came to the court. That is what's happening here. And I just laugh at this. I don't get it. You go, what the hell? So anyway, let's see. So anyway, so McConnell says this is not the Senate's job to investigate. They are the court. This brings us to Schiff's speech on the Senate floor today as he was whining about fairness. Senator Graham said this: "The Kupperman case is devastating. I don't buy Manager Schiff's argument that when it comes to impeachment, the courts are an impediment and only serve to get in the way. Quite frankly, having Adam Schiff lecture the Senate about fairness and due process is like listening to an arsonist talk about fire prevention." Anyway, and other Republicans also pounced, which is usually you don't hear that. You usually hear the word pounce from other types of news sources. Anyway, Steve Scalise says, Democrat hypocrisy alert. Adam Schiff is in the Senate calling for fairness and more witnesses. Remember, this is the same Schiff who denied Republican requests for witnesses while running his rigged impeachment scam behind closed doors in the House. Unbelievable. Now, that's a little hyperbole there too, but here's the fact of the matter. The House Democrats said they needed to rush this through because they were worried that the president was going to cheat on the next election, blah, 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 blah. And so they decided, instead of going through the normal process for handling disputes between two co-equal branches, the legislative branch and the executive branch, two co-equal branches, so they might have some disputes over what they have to give to each other. Okay, there's a third branch of government that usually settles disputes between two co-equal branches, right? Those are called the courts. And the Democrats decided that it was too urgent for them to wait for the courts. Now remember, they did this I can't even remember. It was this whole thing has happened in just about 2 or 3 months, I think. When they were doing this with Clinton, it took 5 years before they ever got to an impeachment trial. I mean, come on, guys, come on. So, nope, they couldn't wait for the courts. And basically they've admitted that this was because they wanted it done before the election. Okay, and now they're using it as an election tool. Okay, and in fact they say even if this happens to come out where the Senate does not convict Trump and remove him, they're probably gonna file more articles of impeachment. Now, this may play well with the base that hangs out on Twitter and follows this stuff very closely and whatever. But you know what? A vast majority of the American people do not follow this closely. They hear, there's a Senate trial, there's an impeachment. Is he impeached? Is he going to be removed from office? And then they're going to find out. They're going to find out next that, he was found not guilty and not removed from office. Why were they wasting all this time? Now, it would be different if they had an actual criminal act that cannot be disputed. But instead, they've used this very vague abuse of power. Abuse of power is as one of the articles of impeachment, and then the even more vague obstruction of Congress. And it's that second one that especially should just be shot straight down to hell, because that is something that could be litigated in the courts and should be litigated in the courts. They have a dispute between two co-equal branches, and the dispute between two co-equal branches should be decided in the courts. The Democrats say, you know what? the White House isn't doing what we're asking them to do. We think this is a very legal and essential function of the Congress, of the House of Representatives, to provide oversight to the of the executive branch. And so we are gonna petition the court to compel the executive branch to hand over the documents that we're asking for. Now, that process is going to take longer. And you know what? If it was really super urgent, really needed to be expedited, and they didn't want to wait for going through a circuit judge and then an appeal and then another appeal, whatnot, fine. Because it's between two of the three branches of our government, they could have probably had it expedited immediately to an appeals court, or possibly even to the Supreme Court. But that's still going to take time. And they've admitted so many times, and so many different people in Congress have said, we want to have this done and in the process before the 2020 elections. It's all about politics. Bob, just let AI run the government. I'll take my chances with Skynet. Yeah, but who's programming Skynet, Bob? I'm just saying, you know? Let's see. No. Oh, yeah. The whole Peter Trump shine waste time only exposes Democrats and how dishonest twats they are. Nope, never seen that. No. Oh, yeah. Back in the thing about, yeah, you're asking the jury to subpoena witnesses and documents that you never got, that you never even attempted to get. You attempted, and as soon as they were shut down, in fact, they went to the court on some of these things. They went to the court. They filed some of these requests with the court, and then they withdrew them. Why did they withdraw them? Oh, because they would have taken too long? No. They wanted to be able to say that, oh, well, we did go to the courts. It was taking too long. This is urgent. It's so urgent that we impeach this president. Of course, then you finally impeach them, and then your Speaker of the House holds on to the impeachment articles for 5 weeks? What? I thought this was urgent. Well, you know, just try to get her own way, and, you know, just whatever. So it's like, come on, guys. You guys are so full of shiff. You're so full of shiff. Do I really have one more of these? I thought I had one more that I wanted to do. We'll do one more. Nadler's fatal mistake on impeachment. And this is an opinion article from the American Thinker. Congressman and impeachment manager Jerry Nadler made a fatal mistake by running his mouth only 2 days before President Trump's observed trial was scheduled to begin. He just could keep quiet for 2 more days. Now, the entire country can be very confident that this impeachment trial is nothing but a sham and a political hatchet job. How so? While arguing against calling Hunter Biden as a witness by the president's defense team during a Sunday appearance on Face the Nation, Nadler foolishly said, quote, "Did the president, as the evidence shows that he did, betray his country by conspiring with a foreign country to try and rig the election?" I'm going to read that again. Did the president, as the evidence shows that he did, betray his country by conspiring with a foreign country to try to rig the election? Now, the problem here, Congressman Nadler just claimed on national television in front of millions of viewers that evidence shows President Trump committed the worst possible crime against our nation, which is treason. However, the 2 articles of impeachment are only about obstruction of Congress and abuse of power, neither of which are criminal acts as codified by law. Just saying. Hello, Pincalo. Hello, Six. Hello, Data Wasteland. Nadler also accused Trump of extortion If the evidence really shows that President Trump betrayed the United States and conspired with a foreign country when he wasn't busy extorting political favors from them, why isn't that listed as the very first article of impeachment? Extortion is also a crime according to law. Why isn't that another article? Nadler claims that Trump is guilty of obstruction of justice, a legitimate crime, but that isn't part of this charade either. The evidence is eventually going to show that people like James Comey, James Clapper, and John Brennan are the ones who betrayed our nation, and people like Jerry Nadler are guilty of sedition for openly promoting lies they know to be untrue, purely for political gain. This is an editorial I'm reading, not my words, but that's a possibility from someone named John Leonard here. By not making his salacious accusations with the gravitas of an impeachment article to support them, Nadler is tacitly admitting that evidence to support those charges does not exist. He's simply assassinating the character of President Trump in front of a national audience with no one to defend the president against the slander. Interesting. Yeah, where are those articles on those things? He was very specific in what he said. Anyway, not only must this national disgrace be put to a swift end, the perpetrators of this farce must be made to suffer the consequences in November. People like Nadler are safe no matter what they say or do, but we can't turn the House back over to the Republicans, making rendering him irrelevant once again. Otherwise, the United States will be doomed. The deep state will be able to drop the pretense of fair elections. If that isn't enough motivation to turn out and vote, consider the future in which you don't have to see Jerry Nadler's face on Face the Nation again because he's no longer worth interviewing. Anyway, yeah, that though it's interesting that he would say as a factual basis, he's saying that the evidence shows that he betrayed this country, conspiring with a foreign country to try and rig an election. Sorry, I can't even say it. Yeah, it's funny how he makes all these charges when he's on the news shows, but none of these charges are in the articles of impeachment. All right, let's move on because I'm running out of time here. Holy moly. I spent the whole time on impeachment. Oh shoot! I accidentally closed the article on Joe Biden. His family's made a hell of a lot of money on that Biden name. Let's say. I'll dig that one up and try it tomorrow. By the way, before I move on, I do have a commercial, and it's just a quick commercial for the Morning Night Live 1-year anniversary show this Friday. We're gonna have a bunch of people pop in and out of the stream, but just celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Morning Night Live. Now, I've been on YouTube since 2016, but very sporadically. But 1 year ago, I decided I was going to do a morning news and whatever current event show called the Morning Night Live, and this Friday we'll be celebrating 1 year. So please be sure to be here, or tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everyone you know to come join us for the Morning Night Live. It'll be fun, it'll be educational, and I'll try to remember to turn my mic on at the beginning of the show. So anyway, all right, let's see. I had a couple other things. Oh, there's another Bernie guy. Okay, let me remind you that I don't necessarily blame Bernie Sanders for this person. This is a person who, has their own mind and whatever. But there seems to be a theme among some. Well, yes, the 1 year was last week, but the 1 year celebration is Friday, Pinkalo. I see your question there. Take it easy, C. Thomas. We'll see you on the flip flop, or maybe in the HB stream, or wherever we run into each other. We'll see you later. Yes, so it was last week, but we didn't do the celebration last week. We're doing it this Friday. So there you go, the 1 year anniversary show. In fact, here I even have. Let me find this real quick. I even have a special if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see it. But I do have my here we go. The one I haven't. This is my new one. Let me put up the. We'll put up the new. Let's see. So where's it fit? Does it fit the YouTube one? Yeah, sort of. All right, we'll put it on the full screen, and we'll do this. And there we go. The Morning Night Live 1 year anniversary show. It'll be I've decided to save it for episode 250. That's the thing. It'll be my 250th episode. It's also the 1 year anniversary show. The Morning Night Live, and that's the new ad for the that's the ad for Friday's show. All right. All right, before we get into Twitter trends, I do have one more article I want to get into. It's about this Bernie Sanders. These Bernie Sanders people. It's interesting that that we get certain types of people. Now, again, I don't blame Bernie Sanders. Although that first staffer that they had, that Project Veritas showed us, hasn't been fired yet. He was the field manager for the state of Iowa or something like that. Anyway, so Bernie Sanders campaigner says guillotine the rich. I think this might be the first one. A purported staffer for Senator Bernie Sanders' presidential campaign says he's ready for the United States to undergo a revolution and wants to see the elites guillotined, according to undercover footage released Tuesday by Project Veritas. The scene begins with a man identified by Project Veritas as Martin Weisberger, because this is the first guy. An organizer in this is the second guy. An organizer in South Carolina claiming that he's following numerous accounts on Twitter calling for French-style yellow vest protests to take place in the U.S. and says he stands ready to help make it happen. If Bernie was to lose, I would like to see yellow vest protests here stateside, the Project Veritas journalist says to Weisgarber. I'm already following on Twitter, following numerous groups around the country that are ready to organize yellow vest protests. I'm ready. I'm ready to start tearing brings. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say, I'm ready to start tearing things up and start fighting, the Sanders staffers continue. I'm no cap, bro. I'll straight get up, get armed. I want to learn to shoot and go train. So here's this guy. If
Bernie was to lose, I would like to see yellow vest protests like here, stateside. I'm already on Twitter following numerous groups around the country that are ready to organize yellow vest protests. Okay. I mean, I'm ready. Let me know. I'm ready to start tearing bricks up.
Okay. The editor up here is wrong. I'm ready to start tearing bricks up.
I'm no cap, bro. I'll straight up get armed. I want to learn how to shoot and go train. I'm ready for the revolution, bro. All right. I'm telling you. Good stuff. Guillotine the rich. Hell yeah.
Guillotine the rich. Okay.
Yeah, it's humane. It's humane. It's more humane than the cool. No, I mean, that's debatable. Like, I'm of the belief that, I've read a little bit about the gulags. I think they're blown a little bit out of proportion. They were mostly for re-education. I don't know. What?
Montana's like, she hears this spiel from me all the time.
Oh, really? Yeah. I thought you guys were like, no way. Yeah. But I think they were more for education. I think they're more for education. I'm like,
it looks like Destiny on a crack,
right.
Which kind of does.
What?
That's hilarious. So anyway, I'm not gonna show this whole thing. In fact, let's do this. I'm going to. You want to check that out? I'm going to put the link here on the stage. Whoops. There's the link.
I'm ready to start tearing bricks up.
But anyway, let's see. So this is the guy who said, let's see, Weingarten's comments echo those made by another Sanders Field organizer, Kyle Jurek, who was also exposed in an undercover sting by Project Veritas. Jurek, a Sanders staffer in Iowa, was caught arguing that gulags were beneficial for the Soviet Union and suggesting they could be used to re-educate both Trump voters and millionaires. Oh, hey, Shiagrath, you just landed at MSP, joining me in the great Twin Cities. So you're about 5 miles from my house right now. It's supposed to start snowing today or somewhere around here. But anyway, so the other guy was saying that it was a hello Functional also. Were you hiding, Functional? Did you just get here, or were you hiding? I'm just curious. Anyway, Bernie has a revolutionary problem amongst some of his staffers. Again, I don't know that it's necessarily a reflection on Bernie himself, unless perhaps he doesn't get rid of some of these people. But I'm sure there are some very zealous people in every political campaign, no matter who it is. And that includes Trump, that includes Elizabeth Warren, that includes Kirsten Gillibrand, if anyone even, well, she's gone, obviously. But so I don't, is the reflection completely on Bernie? Or are these just some of those, what do they call them? They call them, what's the word that they want to be full-on communists? Tankies. A lot of people call them tankies. I don't know where the word tankies come from. Oh, Functional. I'm always hiding. I'm usually working on content for my channel, shameless plug, and or gaming while listening. Well, hey, if everyone in the chat or in the stream, hit those three little buttons next to Functional's name, and go support his channel too. I am more than happy to plug for you. So there you go. What the hell did that? Oh, here's if you want to see the Project Veritas clip, I'm putting that in the chat right now. All right, let's move on to Twitter because it's time for Twitter trends. Before I do that, though, thanks again to Dar, or AKA RVA, also for Green Badger Outdoors, Tyler F, Necrosaw Collins, Rolling Bear, and Becca Farley for retweeting the stream out today. If you haven't done so already, please share the stream out. Also, if you haven't hit the like button, this is just one of your reminders. I got 34 people in the chat and 22 likes. I will take more than that if you got them. If you like what we do, hit the thumbs up. Except for Duck Dog, who has special permission to hit the thumbs down. Also, you can support the channel monetarily through the Streamlabs link. It hasn't shown up in the chat today, though, has it? I don't know what's going on with my bot. My bot ain't working. But anyway, it's in the description down below. You can always do super chats and or donations to the channel. That helps me out. In fact, here's the thing. The reason that my stream no longer seems to have major problems with the freezing up and stuff is because the money you guys have donated to me, I have used to upgrade this computer. We added a new GPU unit, and it seems to have fixed the problem almost completely because I haven't had any drop frames. I haven't had any problems with the stream whatsoever. So when you donate it, we do to make a better stream. Anyway, hello, GunFox61. What? Oh God, last night, fucking Dems. And Patrice, hi dear, you've been lurking all day. I am here. Thanking you for being here. And you know what? For those of you who lurk, hey, lurk away. I know when I listen to other people's streams when I'm at work or when I'm driving, and so it's, you don't have to, I'm just glad you're here. There's obviously some people are lurking, so that's cool. Let's get into Twitter trends though, because I'm sure there's something in Twitter trends today. Let's see what's on the top of the board before we move on. Now, oh gosh. I haven't said anything about Davos, the conference in Davos, and apparently on the top of Twitter trends today, at least on my Explore tab, the header is #Power2, the power to make a difference. It's promoted by Bank of America, but I really don't know what this means. All right, I'm going to click it and see what the hell it goes to. It's all about Davos. Oh, the Eat the Rich podcast is the top thing on this one. The billionaires at Davos are trying to astroturf our timelines with their promoted hashtag. Let's show them our best pictures of income inequality using Power2. We'll start. Alabama sheriff legally took $750,000 meant to feed inmates, bought a beach house. So he's a criminal. What the hell does that have to do with income equality? What does that mean? Okay, so he broke the law. He should go to jail and whatever, okay? Look, dozens, okay, this is another one they put out here. Dozens camp out for shot at free medical dental care in West Houston. For one woman, mobile clinic represents a chance for a fresh start. Okay, okay, enough. But anyway, that the AstroTurf hashtag is something about Davos. Oh, there's a lot of people doing this. 20 million Americans now live in housing poverty. After rent, they can't afford it enough. Can't afford to buy enough food, pay medical bills, meet their basic needs. 20 million. You know what? Y'all realize that is down in the last 3 years, right? That has improved in the last 3 years. Oh. Let's see, what's happened in the last 3 years? I don't know. Okay, yeah, you could 20 million, so that's okay. About 8% of Americans. That's bad, and we should have services, and we do have a lot of services for those people, and we try to help people. But what does that mean? That means nothing. Are you saying that because there are billionaires, the billionaires are causing those people to have those problems? No, it's not a zero-sum game. Okay, and so I'm sorry. You can throw out a number that means nothing to me. Okay, almost half of U.S. families can't afford basics like rent and food. Over half of U.S. families. There's my answer in the chat. If it'll show up a little bit after I said this. I'm not buying that. I don't believe that at all. Half. Amazon is reportedly, this is a splitter, reportedly pushing injured workers into homelessness. Are they? Nearly 2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, according to a recent survey by Schwab & Company. Roughly half of those surveys said they struggle to keep up with their monthly bills. Okay. I'd rather live paycheck to paycheck than breadline to breadline. Perfect time for my catchphrase. I'd rather live paycheck to paycheck than breadline to breadline. But you know what? If people are living paycheck to paycheck, that means they have jobs. Okay? If living is or now, one thing that I've done, because we've lived paycheck to paycheck for quite a long time in this household. But you know what we did? You know what we've done recently? We've reevaluated some of the things we spend money on. Okay? And living paycheck to paycheck sometimes means, if nearly 2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, maybe, just maybe, it's because they make life choices that cause you to live paycheck to paycheck, like we have. And now we have recently, in the last few years, have said, oh, you know what? Are we tired of living paycheck to paycheck? How are we going to retire? How are we going to do all this other stuff? And we're like, oh, well, maybe we should reevaluate what we spend money on. Because we live paycheck to paycheck because we went out to dinner a lot. We would take friends out to dinner. We buy stuff for our kids that maybe we didn't need to buy, but just because we heard they wanted, we buy shit for our kids and this and that, blah, 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 blah. And we live in a pretty nice, big, comfortable house, too. Okay, we live paycheck to paycheck. And we have some savings, but not a ton. But we reevaluated that. Now we're going, hey, maybe we shouldn't eat out so much. And maybe if we really want to do something, we should pay cash for it and not charge things, and yada, yada, yada. So we're working on that. But a lot of that, living paycheck to paycheck doesn't tell you anything other than people live and make choices that might cause them to live paycheck to paycheck. But again, Would you rather make choices yourself and live paycheck to paycheck? Or would you like the government to make choices for you and live breadline to breadline? And when I say breadline to breadline, that means whenever the breadline actually is open, because the breadline might only be open once a week, right? I live paycheck to paycheck, but every day I can run to the store and go buy some food. That's part of me living paycheck to paycheck. Again, I'd rather live paycheck to paycheck than breadline to breadline. New hope for women around the world. Power to. Really? How's that? Okay, I don't know what that means. I don't know what the picture means. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, moving on. I can't. The hashtag Davos was supposed to have some. Good Wednesday, everyone. It's cold and desolate down the Jersey Shore. Power to. The Diamond Clubs start heating up. Okay, I have no idea. This is just a bunch of random words. So I still don't know what the power to hashtag is. Okay. There's a lot of negative people in the world. Yup, let's make a difference, all right? Power to. They're literally killing us in lots of ways. But here's some stats about healthcare. They make money by letting us die, not hyperbole. Yeah. Oh my gosh. A lot of people pissed off about everything. If you don't like living paycheck, the rent is too damn high and wages are artificially driven down. Well, okay. The rent is too damn high for what? Okay. The rent is too damn high for what is what I'm curious about. In some places it is too damn high, and you got to make choices on what you're going to do about that. For example, if I lived in Southern California, I would leave Southern California very quickly. It's just too expensive to live there. Unless you have a high-end job, or you can live in other parts of areas that maybe it is. And wages are artificially. Well, wages can be artificially driven down by a couple of factors. One that we are trying to address in this country, and I don't want to say it out loud, but illegal immigration. But even now, wages are rising in the U.S. for the first time in over a decade. Wages are rising again. Now, are they rising enough for what's happening as far as inflated housing? I don't know, but there are still. It's again. Got to figure. There's ways to figure it out. You know, I look at. Well, I have two kids and one. I'm not gonna talk about my kids. The rent is too damn high. Where? Okay. Where do you live, or what do you have to do to fix that? Okay. How can you negotiate things? How can you make choices that'll help that part of your financial life? Okay. Now, granted, we did it by buying that little tiny house in a not so great neighborhood when we started out, because we found a way where we could afford it. And then we've gradually sold those houses after we've done maybe where we had to fix it up a lot. And then sold that house and put down on the next house that was a little bit bigger. And but we've always bought houses that needed some fixing. And that's how we got them at a lower price. And this house we're in now we actually bought it during the financial crisis. It was a foreclosed house that was it was using it as a rental property, but it got foreclosed on. Okay. And so we ended up, and this house, holy crap, did we have to do a lot of work on this house? I mean, the floor, we had to redo the entire floors and the main level. And we had to fix some plumbing issues, and it has a pool, which we had no desire to have a pool, but it has one. And so we had to do some things to fix that to get it running. Okay. But we ended up buying it for about 7 years ago, and it's worth almost 2.5 times what we bought it for, because we bought a bank-owned house that was a piece of crap. We made a choice. So I don't know. The rent's always been high compared to what you want to do. And I know when I first moved to the Twin Cities, I thought, holy shit, rents are high here. How am I going to be able to afford even living here? But I found a way. Okay, I don't know. Everyone can find a way, and maybe some people can't. And you know what? I have no problem helping people who can't find a way. I have no problem having food assistance for people, or medical assistance for people. But do we do what these people want and makes everything free for everybody? Yeah, no, because then there's no real incentive to be better. So anyway, breaking news, Tulsi Gabbard is suing Hillary Clinton for defamation. I'm clicking that, and let's see if it's trending first. I don't see it trending. It is just breaking, but I got a feeling that it will be trending soon. But I'm going to click this real quick. Tulsi Gabbard suing Hillary Clinton for defamation. The Democratic presidential candidate is seeking $50 million in damages from Hillary Clinton after Hillary Clinton described Gabbard as a favorite of the Russians on a podcast last fall. Democratic presidential candidate Gabbard has filed a defamation lawsuit against Hillary Clinton, carelessly and recklessly impugned her reputation with favorite of the Russians comments. You know what? Hillary did that to Bernie Sanders too. Hillary's just been on a roll because she did that "Nobody Likes Bernie" thing in that new docuseries, and now and everyone had the "I Like Bernie" yesterday. I was gonna put it up, "I like Bernie" because he never smiles, but I'd never vote for him either way. Rent is gouging an establishment problem where I live. As are illegal, and nobody will do anything about it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, and illegal problem diminished severely. Oh, supply and demand too. Yeah, that could be that's one of those side effects. Anyway, back in so anyway, well, so she's filing a lawsuit. You know what? Is anyone first page of the complaint against Hillary Clinton reads, Tulsi Gabbard is running for president of the United States, a position Clinton has long coveted but has not been able to attain. Shots fired. Oh, there's so many reasons to like Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, she's another one who I'd never vote for, but there's so many reasons to just like her. The Daily Beast, how are they putting it? Suing Hillary. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know how that's gonna go. Can Hillary say it was being facetious? Can Hillary say that? I don't know what she's going to do, but that's great. I'm sure that'll be trending today. Now let's get into the actual trends. Number one, Terry Jones, who was one of the founding members of Monty Python's Flying Circuit, the Monty Python crew, has passed away at age 77. Comic genius and a very naughty boy. He was very funny. John Cleese and Michael Palin paid tribute to their Monty Python co-star in that article in The Independent. If you're not really young enough or old enough, to understand Monty Python, just a funny comedy troupe that had a television show in Great Britain, and we watched it on PBS back in Omaha, and also Monty Python, The Holy Grail, The Life of Brian, several movies that the Monty Python crew did. Very funny, very British humor. So rest in peace to Terry Jones. Moving on, number 2, Wednesday Wisdom. Liberty Nation's at the top of Wednesday Wisdom. The Democrat approach during this trial has been to employ Orwellian use of legal terminology to sell the Trump impeachment as something other than political. It's so political. Okay, that's not. I don't feel wiser for reading that though. Now, let's try A.A. Milne, the author of Winnie the Pooh. Pooh took down the jar of honey. It looked like honey, but you could never tell, said Pooh. So he put his tongue in it and took a large lick. Yes, it is. Unless somebody put cheese in at the bottom for a joke. Perhaps I'd better go a little further. Good old Winnie the Pooh. Oh, there's a nice little rainbow there. Wow, it's a double rainbow. Double rainbow. Ooh. If you've never here's one. If you've never had to rewind as a cassette with a pencil, you've got no right to complain about buffering. I will accept that as the Wednesday wisdom of the day. If you're Dr. No, you might be too young for that one. I don't know, but still, it's happy. If you have just got here, happy birthday to Dr. No, who is 25 years old today. LOL Dem 0 and 10, 0 for 10 plus 53.47 is how hate speech. Okay. Huh? 0 for 10 amendments. I don't know what that means. Okay, you can explain it to me. That it's in the news. Okay, and then let's see. Oh, when you can't find anyone to help you move, call this guy. Okay, let's watch this dude try to move this. He's moving some big ass thing here. Looks like a refrigerator. Okay. What's he doing here? Oh no. No, he's not about to do what I think he's gonna do. This guy is moving a refrigerator on a bicycle. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my. That is, I don't know if that's wise, but that's pretty hot. All right, moving on. Roe versus Wade is trending. What? Today's the 47th anniversary of the Roe versus Wade decision. 60. The top of that is Liz Wheeler from OAN Network. Is she still with OAN? Yes, she is. Over 60 million innocent babies aborted since Roe versus Wade. Let's not pretend this is anything other than an utter tragedy. She's obviously very anti-abortion. Before my daughter was born at 28 and a half winks, weighing less than a large soda at McDonald's, I was very much hands off in the abortion debate. Watching even smaller children than my daughter fight to live changed all that. Life is life, no matter how small. Roe versus Wade. People are talking about Roe versus Wade today. Let's see. I don't know if there's anyone celebrating it. Yeah, there's going to be. Okay, so we're going to hear a lot about this today because it's the anniversary of Roe versus Wade. I had a safe and legal abortion when I was 18 in 1977, the summer between high school and college. Thank God Roe passed 4 years earlier. Without Roe, my life would have been dramatically different. I was not ready for a baby. I was a baby. I waited 14 more years to start my family. You're gonna hear both supportive and non-supportive things about Roe versus Wade today. So I'm fairly neutral in this argument. I personally believe that, well, I believe abortion should be legal, but I think there should be some restrictions on it. So I'm one of those, and I'm not a woman, but doesn't mean I can't have an opinion. Okay, so some people, some are keep abortion safe and legal, while others are saying it's a travesty. So a lot of people will be talking about Roe versus Wade today. Moving on, I'm not going to go on there. Clone Wars is trending for some reason. Oh God, why? Ashoka's character development in Star Wars TV series by itself kind of makes all the development in recent Star Wars big budget movies look very dull in comparison, at least in my opinion. The Clone Wars, apparently they're doing, what are they doing? Are they doing a new scene or new? I thought this was relevant considering how the Clone Wars trailer just dropped. Is that for a new TV version of the Clone Wars? The new Clone Wars takes place during Revenge of the Sith. I cannot believe this. So this is a animated version of Clone Wars. Okay, that's coming out. If you're a Star Wars fan, and some of the animated Star Wars things are so much better than some of the movies came out. So maybe there's hope yet. Share to enter the Bonnaroo sweepstakes. Okay, that concert's coming out. They got their Is that the? It's a music festival somewhere. Where's the Bonnaroo Music Festival? At the Grand Ole Opry. So it's in Nashville. Interesting. Manchester, Tennessee. They got quite an interesting lineup, though. Tool is there, Miley Cyrus, Bass Nectar, Lizzo, Flume, Oysterhead, Tame Impala, Lana Del Rey, and a whole bunch of other smaller groups. And Tenacious D, I think, is doing Bonnaroo this year, too. Anyway, there's some sweepstakes. I'm going to skip that. That's why it's trending. Wednesday Motivation will skip. Fairway. New York's grocer Fairway plans to file bankruptcy, according to the New York Post. If you're familiar with the Fairway chain, in quiet awe of the private equity guys who managed to turn a handful of beloved and heavily trafficked supermarkets in the richest parts of the richest city on earth and somehow make them bankrupt and $175 million in debt. Is that some economic shenanigans that caused that to happen? I don't know. If you're from the East, you probably know about Fairway. Okay, moving on. Broccoli City's trending. How much time I got here? Oh, the Broccoli City Festival. Exclusive pre-sale starts. DaBaby, Roddy Ricch, Megan Thee Stallion, Ari Lennox, Burna Boy. Okay, this is a clearly a hip hop and something festival. Me front row at Broccoli City when Meg Thee Stallion booty sweat land on me. Ew. I'm not really familiar with Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, we got our first hashtag ho. It's been a while since we've had one. Now hang on, I have to make sure that I'm not causing anything really, really bad. Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave it like this and not click the picture because it's kind of, my standards are. There's nothing that's revealed, but I don't think you want to see this picture. But here we go. So the first hashtag ho of the week is named Kate. Looking for good sex today. If you want sex too, call me on WhatsApp. And she's got all the hashtags in here. Our first hashtag ho, our first Twitter trends thought of the week. Welcome to Kate, the hashtag ho. Okay, Broccoli City don't care. Okay, so that's a music festival. Pythons, I don't know, what's that for? Oh, because of Monty Python, because of Terry Jones passing away. He was a funny dude. He was a funny part of the Monty Python's Flying Circus. Moving on. Lear Andy, is this a soccer thing? Nope. What is? Oh, the hashtag ho! Watch my new video, how I cum squirt from a wild sex machine. Video is already on my site. And this is Jody, our second hashtag ho of the day. Hang on, let me make sure it's safe for work first. Or safe for whatever. Okay, well, you know what? Normally I don't, and she's kind of she's out there a little bit risque, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the hashtag ho of the day. There's Jody. Showing off whatever thinks she's showing off there and whatnot. There you go. There's hashtag ho Jody. Puts all the hashtags in her. If I wouldn't have clicked the picture, I'd have been like, oh, she's not so bad. But then I clicked the picture and kind of ruined it. Anyway, so we've got I haven't had a hashtag show in about 5 episodes. By the way, did I mention that Friday is the 1-year anniversary show? Please make sure you're here. All right, Anime Young is trending. Is that Anime Young? That's Tina Turner, right? No, Love Seeing. Okay, no, it's not. That's Anime Bullock. Love Seeing Anime. Oh, Anime Wong is trending. I'm sorry. Love Seeing Anime Wong featured in today's Google Doodle on the anniversary of her first starring role. Born to Chinese immigrants, Wong is considered the first internationally recognized Asian American actress. Really? The first internationally recognized American Asian actress, also a style icon who could rock all sides of the fashion spectrum. Oh, okay. Well, maybe when was she? Okay. Is she the first? Anyway. Okay. Good for her. As today's gorgeous Anna Mae Wong Google Doodle includes a tribute to her groundbreaking lead role in the lost 1951 Dumont show, The Gallery of Madame Lute's Song. Here is a reshare of my piece about the short-lived program. Okay, so I don't know if she's the first one or not, but she could be. She's critically acclaimed. All right, moving on. Peggy Noonan is trending because she probably wrote something anti-Trump. Are there two more annoying people on cable news than Chuck Todd and Peggy Noonan? I turned off MSNBC. I did the same yesterday when it was Chuck Todd and Rich Lowry. Took some time for me to turn it back on. MSNBC, also known as Ms. Nobody Cares News, doesn't respect its audience. Peggy Noonan and Chuck Todd need to go to Fox, saying both had good arguments when clearly the Democrats team was head and shoulder above the presidency. Okay, these are MSNBC watchers who are pissed off about Peggy Noonan. Now, I remember it's funny because the other day, Stop the Hammering, what's his name? Lawrence O'Donnell was saying, we will never have people who will lie for Trump. Meaning they never have anyone who supports Trump on their show. And Peggy Noonan hates Trump. But if she's saying that they had good arguments, then I'm going to say, well, they must have had really good arguments because she hates Trump. Anyway, I'm so interested in what Peggy Noonan has to say in 2020, said no one ever, MSNBC. So the MSNBC people are pissed off about Peggy Noonan. That's, there you go. That's why she's trending. Moving on, today is the 47th what? It's the 47th. The 47th what? Oh, the 47th anniversary of Roe versus Wade. Okay, never mind. And Mr. Jones, that's Terry Jones. Hump Day is always a dangerous one to click. Before I click Hump Day, the final number 19 trending on Twitter is Holy Grail, which is obviously a reference to Terry Jones from the Monty Python troupe. And then Hump Day, now I'm just telling you, Hump Day is a really bad one to click if you're like at work or something, because you would think, oh, they're just talking about Wednesday. But what happens on Wednesdays is people like to show their naked asses all over Twitter. So if you go on Twitter, now look, the first one here, okay, this one's safe for work, okay? So this is a safe for work Hump Day clip, but I'm fear of a refresh. So it's Hump Day, make it a great day. She takes a picture of herself in some, lingerie and stuff, and she's, she's fairly attractive and whatnot, and that's okay. But then you get the Hump Day people who are out there like literally naked, showing their ass and balls sometimes, because sometimes it's men, sometimes it's women, and it's like, get off my screen! I didn't ask to see your nuggets or your whatever parts, body parts, when I wasn't expecting it. Now, if I'm expecting it, okay. If I'm on a... Okay. All right, before I go, let's check the hashtag, because I'm just going to be... Let's check the hashtag. PDK News. Because... I almost forgot. I do have one last thing here. Okay, I do got some PDK News, but I got to go back to my... Who did I tell? Hang on a second here. Dr. No actually sent me a link to this article. Oh, Joe Biden calls video game makers little creeps who teach people how to kill. He's going full retard on I don't know. He's going full retard on this. He scoffed at one creator who described himself as an artist. Now, maybe Joe's Joe may be really out of the loop. I'm old, and I understand the video game world. I enjoy video games and the artistry that takes and the talent and, whatever it takes to make this stuff. But this, in a wide-ranging New York Times interview, Vice President Joe Biden recently suggested that video games teach people how to kill. Yeah, so did Charles Bronson in whatever movies he was in the 70s, Joe. So did Clint Eastwood. Dirty Harry, ever watched that movie? It showed you how to kill people. Oh, did those cowboy westerns show you how to kill people, Joe Biden? You moron. The remarks came as part of a broader conversation about regulating Silicon Valley. The presidential hopeful tried to make the case that he and the Obama administration had been tough on big tech. He cited the campaign to pass the Leahy-Smith America Invents Act of 2011, as well as the pushback he got from tech executives recounting one tense meeting in particular. Representatives from several industries were present, but Biden saved his most biting remarks for the makers of video games. He specifically mocked one of the little creeps sitting around the table who claimed to be an artist. Wow, Joe. Wow. I need to get that clip. I'm working on little things like I got a new bell. I'm working on hash keyboard, whatever, clips, whatever. Representatives from several industry claimed to be an artist. Joe Biden. Here's Joe Biden. And you may recall the criticism I got for meeting with leaders in Silicon Valley when I was trying to work out an agreement dealing with them protecting intellectual property for artists in the United States of America. At one point, one of the little creeps sitting around that table, who was close to a billionaire, who told me he was an artist because he was able to come up with games to teach you how to kill people. You know, video games? Yeah, video games. Fucking Biden. And he's still the front runner for the Democratic nomination for the President of the United States. Anyway, way to go, Joe. Quick on the hashtag. We'll check. Had the hashtag up here. Hang on. Let's go back to the hashtag. There's a couple things here. Thank you, Becca. Becca has quite a few on here. So does Pirate Pete. Oh, man. Oh, this was funny. Man steals car with a pit bull in the backseat, crashes into a power pole in Great Falls. Is this from the Star Tribune? Oh, no, this is a Great Falls Tribune. What the hell is going on here? Here we go. A man faces theft charges, allegedly stealing a running vehicle containing a pit bull in the back seat of out of a gas station parking lot Friday night in Great Falls before crashing into a power pole just blocks away, resulting in his hospitalization. Terry Oni Lapierre, 24, has been charged with misdemeanor theft as well as reckless driving and operating a vehicle with a pit bull in the back, with a suspended license. Both traffic violations, according to Great Falls Police. Shortly after 9 p.m., the man pulled into the parking lot of a Loaf and Jugs gas station. Loaf and Jugs gas station. You know what? There's this gas station chain called Come and Go. There's some funny ones out there, but that one has always been my favorite. I'm gonna go down to the Come and Go. Anyway, Loaf and Jugs gas station at the corner of 2nd Avenue. Lapierre allegedly entered the 1999 Nissan Altima while the man was in the store and drove away. Reportedly driving at a high rate of speed, Lapierre crashed the passenger side of the car into a power pole around the 3400 block of 1st Avenue North, knocking the pole to the ground. Lapierre was not placed into... there was extensive damage to the vehicle as a result of the crash. The crash caused extensive... Okay. What? They said it twice. The crash caused extensive damage to the vehicle, and Lapierre had to be extracted before being sent to the hospital with injuries. The pit bull managed to escape the vehicle following the crash and ran from the scene, according to GFPD. The dog was later found by Cascade County Sheriff Office deputies uninjured. So I'm wondering if he stole the car with the pit bull and then all of a sudden got freaked out because there was a pit bull sitting behind him, probably barking at him, telling him, "Get the fuck out of my car, dude." Star Wars fans get a new R2-D2 arm. Oh, this is from... Thank you, Becca. This is a good one. Oh, thank you, Gorilla Pirate Pete, by the way, for that one. Here's another one. Star Wars fan to get an R2-D2 arm after losing limbs to meningitis. Age just 8. Oh, man. Here we go. Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah. Kyle Vincent was 8 years old when doctors had to amputate both of his lower legs, his right hand, and part of his left hand. Damn. Look at that. He get a little Star Wars arm. Star Wars. Okay. Let's see. Now 11, and thanks to a successful crowdfunding campaign, the youngster from Leighton Buzzard in Bedfordshire has become the first person in the world to receive a special bionic arm themed to the famous droid R2-D2. Look at that. That is so cool. Kyle said to be delighted with his new limb, which uses sensors to detect muscle movements and is controlled by tensing as you would to open and close your own biological hand. So good for him. That is the coolest damn thing I've ever seen, and I'm sure he is thrilled with his new arm. Very, very freaking cool. All right, next one we'll get through real quick, and then I got to get out of here. Let's see. San Antonio police confirmed 2 dead, 5 injured shooting inside the club. Oh, that was from yesterday. Oh, or no, that was from a while ago. Oh my gosh. Oh no, it happened a couple days ago. I'm gonna skip that one for now. And then Piccolo has one. Bloomberg, the WEF is invited. Oh God. The World Economic Forum, which is what's happening in Davos, has invited 10 teenagers who have taken a stand on environmental and social issues, including Greta Thunberg, but they will easily be outnumbered by billionaires in Davos, at least 119 of them. Okay. Oh, of course, now remember, Bloomberg is owned by Mike Bloomberg, and Bloomberg News has decided, one, they're not going to be critical of any of the Democratic candidates because Bloomberg's running against them. But that leaves out Trump. So they got this heart-rendering, tear-jerking story about the 10 teenagers who've taken a stand on environmental and social issues. Okay, why they invited them, I don't know. And I know that Trump has already pissed her off once this week. We'll have to check that out later because I actually got to finish the show today. But I must thank you for being here today. Thank you for coming to the Morning Night Live. Hope you had some fun today. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you learned something. Hope you didn't hurl. Okay? I must go. But before I do, and before you do, please, if you haven't done so, click that like button on the way out the door. Also, if you haven't, or you're watching this after the fact on replay on YouTube, please leave a comment in the comment section and share this video out with the people you know. Use the share button down below. You can retweet me on Twitter, which is at PDawg. Also, if you'd like to donate to the channel, help me keep upgrading things and make it a better stream and whatnot, you can do that in the Streamlabs link in the description down below. I will read any comments you make on Streamlabs, although I might have to creatively edit some of them depending on the types of colorful language that I feel comfortable putting out on the internet. But doesn't mean I'm going to censor you, it just means I'm going to enhance your writing skills. So anyway, thank you so much for being here today. My name is PDawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Have a fantastic Wednesday. Bye. Hey, this is PDawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawg Knight, and I'm out of here.